Welcome to another episode of Two Drunk Bros. You got me, Troy, the Ruthless Rutledge, and my best bro, as always, Cody, the Viking Osborne. If you've seen a few of our shows, you know how we start shit off. I'll get that shotgun going.
That one was ready.
Ooh, man.
Holy shit. Ooh, that one blew up in my face.
Yeah, no, did you see mine? Dear Lord.
Did it shoot behind you?
Yeah. My beer splooged all over Brandon Lee's The Crow.
Dude, mine went everywhere. I'm gonna have to take my hood off and wipe off my computer. That motherfucker was shook up or something.
Yeah, there was some power in that one. Dear Lord. Did we get that from the same case?
We might have. I hit it with my axe and that bitch exploded.
Yeah, that was good.
Holy shit. Sorry about the titty shot. To our viewers. I'm sure they loved it. Who's got a partial? Who's got a partial? Be real.
Just saying, how you think I pay for my laptop and shit. So, like I was talking to you earlier, because of my work schedule and going to the gym and shit.
Sorry.
I get home late at night, so I don't like to start a movie or a show because then I know I'm going to be up even fucking later. So I've been watching a lot of stupid YouTube shit. And I noticed a new TikTok challenge, or it might not be new. It's new to me. Kids disrespecting their mothers in front of their dads.
Oh, I've seen these.
To get their dad's reactions.
Is this where they tell their mom to like shut up?
Yeah. Shut up, mom.
Oh. Dude, I've seen those, man. And I'm like, holy shit. My dad would have fucking, even if my mom was like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, no.
Oh.
My mom wouldn't have had the chance to say it's a joke. I'd have been done.
Swift like a ninja.
Oh my God. Sweep the leg, put me in a body bag, Johnny.
Yeah.
All right. Like, it would have. And like, I saw some, and I kind of made me happy to see there's still some dads that ain't going to put up with that bullshit.
Yeah.
But then I saw some where the dad's like, he told you? I'm like,
yeah, I've seen those too. I'm like, whoa.
You can't. I saw the one where he dragged the kid under the pool table that tried to get away.
I saw that one.
That one was my favorite.
Like, I saw the one. I saw one that like took place on like, it looked like a ranch, and the dad was grilling on the porch.
Dude, and he took off towards him.
He took off like a bat out of hell across his yard. I was like, that's my dad.
I thought he was gonna beat him down.
Yeah.
Like, and you can hear the mom yelling, "It's a prank, it's a prank." He don't care. He's seeing red. Yeah. He just charging.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, prank? I don't know. What's a prank?" He just told you to shut up. It's ass whooping time.
See, I do the same thing with Emily. Like, I don't deal with when my daughter disrespects her mom. I mean, technically, me and her mom are separated, but that's still her mom.
Yeah.
So I got her back, and no, I ain't gonna be having her disrespect. It's something they take out of the house, out into the world.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're out dealing with people, you definitely know the ones.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely run into them. You're like, your daddy should have spanked you at least 2 more times.
Well, and in my opinion, as a parent, when you see these kids who are disrespecting people outside of the home, I mean, it's completely obvious that they are getting away with it at home.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was a shit kid. I was a fucking menace. So were you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even then, I mean, I was cursing in public, whatever. Even in like middle school, elementary school, I was cursing in public. But when I saw an elderly couple or person, like anybody older than, like elderly, not maybe like in their 20s or 30s, those people were just regular people to me. But elderly people, the old people, I never cursed in front of them. I always tried to hold my tongue because, it was just like, it was kind of instilled in me. Like when when you're around elderly people, don't curse, because that's just not their generation. Like, they didn't do that.
Right.
So it was like, I mean, generations have way changed now. Like, my mom and dad, not my mom per se, but my dad, my
Your
grandma,
dad.
they curse like sailors. Like,
Yeah.
I learned how to curse from my parents, not my mom. When my mom said the F word when I was a kid, holy shit, we knew we were in for it, dude. Like, when we broke my mom, she said the F word. And when she said the F word, we knew we pushed mom too far. And it wasn't the wrath of mom that scared us. It was, she's going to tell my dad. Like,
Yep.
we've pushed her so far that, you know, I'm the youngest of 3 boys. So me and my older brothers, we always fought, always. And my mom had so much patience because we're boys. She grew up with two brothers, a little brother and an older brother. She gets it. Boys are boys. My mom was a tomboy, and it's like, but when we pushed her and she finally snapped and said, like, sit the fuck down, we were like, oh shit, we're gonna get our ass beat when dad gets home, because mom snapped, man. She said the F bomb. It's
Yep.
game over, baby.
Yeah. Most terrifying thing as a child was when I'd hear, all right, wait till your dad gets home. And then I'd be listening for that truck all
Oh,
fucking night. Man, I'd hear that thing pull up. I'd be in bed. I'd wake up. I'd hear that rumble. I'd be like,
oh
no. Pull the covers over my face. Like, yeah. Lord Jesus, take me now.
no. 100%,
He
dude.
never did. He never did. Lord Jesus never took me now. He just left me there to get my ass beat. I got my ass beat.
Was it the next day?
Huh. No.
No. See,
no rest for the wicked.
My mom was she was a cunning lady, dude.
Yeah.
Like, she had so much mind control over us, we didn't even know it as kids. She knew that we feared our dad like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
And she would just tell us in a very calm state. My mom never blew up on us. She was always very calm. We'd be fighting and bickering and fucking, you know, getting at each other. And my mom would just say, that's fine. Wait till your dad gets home. You know, the same shit. Wait till your dad gets home. I'm going to tell your dad. And then from then on, the rest of the day, me and my brothers were angels.
Yeah.
We're like, we don't want to piss my mom off anymore to give my dad any more ammunition. And then when my dad got home, my mom never told him most of the time, you know, unless it was something serious.
Yeah.
My mom never told my dad. It was almost like her tactic to just like, I know if I tell him this, I'll get at least a couple hours of them not fighting and bickering, because we're all a year apart. So we're all going through the same shit at the same time. We're all going through our puberty stage and our, you know, like our fucking teenage angst and all that, whatever the fuck it is. We're all going through it basically at the same time, where it's just a chain, one after the other. So my mom figured out like and it never failed. None of us ever called her on it. Like, oh, you just say that, but you're not going to tell dad, because the reality that, oh, she's probably going to tell dad. Like, we fucked up this time. We really pissed her off this time. That was reality to us. So we're like, oh shit, man. I sat in my room many days. My dad got home around, he worked at a weld shop. He was a code welder for most of my life. He worked at a weld shop 2 minutes from my house. He drove an old, basically around this time, he was driving a 1987 Chevy Scottsdale. You know that truck. That was my old baby blue. Got passed down to me. It had a 350 small block in it. She was loud. She was proud. We heard that truck coming. Mm-hmm. My dad got off at like 5. That truck was in the parking spot at 5:10, at least. And that's if you stop for cigarettes. Every day, my mom said that shit. I was sitting on my bed, awaiting my funeral. Like, oh shit, he's gonna kill me this time. Like, oh fuck. My mom never said a fucking word. I mean, most of the time, my mom just used it as a fear tactic that worked with all of us.
Yeah.
You know?
No, see, my mom always told. Always told.
That's because you were one. You were one.
Yeah.
I was one of three.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I had to be bad enough to equal more siblings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense.
So, I mean, I arose to the occasion multiple times. I ain't gonna say I was the best child because fuck no. But see, my dad did construction his whole life and drove dump trucks and backhoes and all that shit. So he'd pull up to the house in an old 70s Volvo dump truck and it would rattle the fucking house.
It was like Armageddon coming.
It was
you.
like, because like where my bedroom was close to the outside of the house. So he'd pull up and my bedroom would shake a little and I was like, oh, God, it's going to kill me.
The end is near. The end
Right?
is
I
nigh.
mean, like you got the thunder before judgment strikes you down, man.
Jesus.
Like it was like you could hear the truck coming like a good 5 solid minutes before he pulled into the drive. So you're just like,
oh, it's coming. The end is nigh.
that's the worst part, man.
You're holding up a sign in the front yard. The end is nigh.
Right? Repent. Repent. Oh my God. I will say though, there was one time where my mom said, I'm gonna wait till your dad gets home. I'm gonna tell your daddy. And she did. And he didn't beat my ass. We actually just talked about it. I told off a teacher in school. And it was a teacher that he had butted heads with. And shit like that. You know, just one of those who shouldn't teach because they don't like kids.
Yeah. They're teaching for the paycheck.
Yeah. Which is a terrible idea because teachers don't make shit.
Well, oddly enough, I dropped out of high school because that was basically all the teachers I ran into was I was told by most of them, whether you pass my class or not, I still get a paycheck. And I got to tell you, man, my wife is a college professor, and even talking to her about it, it's like when you hear a teacher say that,
oh yeah, that means they have no investment in you whatsoever.
And,
they don't
and
care.
It means that I have no investment in learning because I'm not going to say maybe I was special needs, but I'm definitely not. Also. When it comes to like working with my hands, I'm super fast at learning. Yeah. I'm ridiculously fast. I was bred for hard labor. This is what I was bred for. Yeah. Anything to do with my hands, baling hay, breaking horses, fucking construction, you name it. If it involves my hands, I'm super quick at learning. Even if it like has to do with math and shit. I mean, I own my own construction business right now. I started this construction shit. I barely knew how to read a fucking tape measure. But within 2 months, I mean, it was just, it snap, 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 snap.
Yeah. Well, it's a different process.
I learned so fast. Like when it's physical labor, I'm so quick at learning. But in school, it's not physical labor, man. I got like fucking ADHD. I constantly need to be moving around.
Yeah.
I need to talk to people. Like I'm probably the worst student ever because I'm the class clown. I'm trying to make people laugh. I'm jumping around. I have to move. I have to get out, I got to get out of my own skin. And also I had psoriasis. So that was like an add-on to my anxieties, which I think most of it was anxiety. I had to be funny to get people off the trail of my psoriasis that like covered my head and was inside my ears and shit. So I had to like move around a lot and like try to be funny to try to get people on my side. And, that's when I started fighting a lot because I kind of realized that if you're a good fighter, a lot of people just, for one, didn't fuck with you. But also, a lot of people liked you for the wrong reasons, I found out. As you know.
You're preaching to the choir on that one, son.
As you know, you find out when you fight for every reason just to make a name for yourself, a lot of people abuse and use you. And
shit, man, I remember one time it wasn't you, it was Gamroth.
Nah, that makes sense. Pookie.
Yeah. Me, him, and Butters were walking around, and Gamroff just straight up said, he was like, you know what, I like hanging out with you because it's like having a 45 on my hip.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, yeah, until you say something, you realize I'm not going to bail you out. Because I mean, how many times have you heard me refer to as that person's pit bull or that person's pit bull or that person's pit bull? No, you're right, because I did the same shit.
Yep. Oh, 100%. I know you did.
Yeah.
Even me, the fighter, like me and most of my best friends that I still have today, we're scrappers, man. But even we have used you as a threat technique, because it's like you were almost a myth. Like you were like
Ghost in the darkness shit.
Not a lot of people have seen you fight. I've seen you get it. I've seen you get down.
Yeah.
And it was like me and Stiletto, Johnny Stiletto, we're scrappers, man. Like we fucking get it, and everybody knows me and Stiletto weren't afraid to fight. And then when me and Stiletto are telling people, "Oh, don't fuck with Troy." Oh, dude, Troy is.
Dude, you know how many times I felt like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse because people were like,
I know.
"Oh, you'd be taller." Like all the time, man. People
And it's
like, I heard about you. I thought you'd be bigger. Like I'm big enough.
You can fight, and it's not that you can't fight. You can fight. You're very good with your hands. I mean, you're a fucking trained martial artist. But it was, I think, for me and Johnny, looking back now, after high school, I really tried to change my life. I tried to stop fighting. I was a really bad guy. I'd fight for no reason. I started hanging out with guys who weren't like that. Thank God. Sterling, Colin, all these guys who were just absolute. And you're not like that. No. Like, even though you can throw hands, you never fucking flexed it like that. Like, ever.
I didn't have to. You and Johnny were running your mouths all the fucking time.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like, because you
it was one thing. It was one thing. But Johnny was a fucking.
Oh, Johnny was a menace.
Oh my God, dude. Stiletto was a menace. Dude, I'd be on the back deck at some house party taking a piss, and I could just hear in the background, "I bet you $50 you can't beat up that fat drunk redneck." I'm like,
hey,
all right. Who is it? Who is it?
The legend of Troy will live on.
Oh my God, it got to where I didn't even have to do anything because of you guys.
Honest answer honestly, how many times did you really get into a fight because of us?
Yeah, only a couple times. Honestly.
Only a couple, dude. Usually when me and Stiletto said, "This guy's a beast," most people were like, "Well, I wouldn't even fight you. I'm not going to fight that guy." It was the dumbasses who were like, "I'll fuck that guy up." It's like, yeah, okay, go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie. It got to the point to where I was starting to get bored with it. I was like, wait a minute. You haven't talked to those two? Oh, I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bitch. You'll whoop my ass quick. Got on board.
You missed it. You missed the MV.
I did. Nobody was like, "No, man, I heard about you." I'm like, "Fuck Cody and Johnny."
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, I made such a name for myself in high school. I gotta tell you, half the people I tried to fight after high school, I honestly don't know if I could have beat them up. I just had such a reputation coming out of high school that enough people knew who I was, that they were scared of me enough that when I actually got physical, like not even physical, I would say 80% of my fights, the first 4 years out of high school, 80% of my confrontations, they weren't actually fights because I punked them out. And that was, after a while, man, that was like my go-to. Like, all I got to do is, act tough. And, there was 20 people living with us in that party house. Everybody was afraid of me. In that
2-bedroom party house, 20 people living,
Yeah. Everybody was afraid of me because of Johnny, because they'd watched me fight Johnny, and everybody was afraid of Johnny.
Yeah, because Stiletto's crazy.
Dude, Stiletto's fucking crazy, bro.
Stiletto's crazy. You don't fuck with Stiletto.
There's crazy people. Stiletto's crazy.
Stiletto's crazy. Stiletto, if you're watching it, I mean every fucking word of it. You're fucking nuts.
I love you to death, bro.
Oh God,
you on another level.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
I don't know how the fuck I survived our childhood fighting that fool so many times, but
oh my God, that one you had in the fucking old house.
Oh yeah, that's where.
Man.
Oh wait, which I don't know if I don't know if the viewers can see. I got a wicked scar right here. That was from Stiletto putting a metal Febreze can through my skull.
Yep. He collapsed the can. Not dented it.
Crinkled it.
Crinkled it in. Like it was a Pringles can.
A metal Febreze can. That's my best friend.
And that's one of our best friends in the fucking
That's one of our boys, man. I got his name tattooed on my butt.
That's a true story. He really
That's not a joke.
That is not a joke.
But I think, honestly, I'm almost positive that. Well, a good example is Laramie.
Yeah,
you remember Laramie?
I do.
When he tried to fight Sterling.
Yeah.
And Sterling.
First of all, who's going to fight Sterling?
Exactly.
I don't condone that shit. All right. For those of you at home who have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, because we're just rambling at this point.
Yeah. Well, of course. This is just reminiscing.
Sterling is the nicest, sweetest fucking guy you've ever fucking met.
He's a theater major. He wanted to be an actor.
He is a thespian at nature.
He is. Oh, dude, one of the greatest personalities you ever.
Oh my God. I love the guy.
I call this guy on Christmas to pose as Santa Claus for my son. Like, because he will go full bore into it. This Sterling is the nicest, kindest person on the planet. He's been one of our best friends since like 3rd grade. I mean,
he married me and my wife.
He did. He's also a priest, and it took us until middle school to even get him to cuss. It took us until middle school.
Oh my God, you remember when we got him to punch me in the face?
Oh my God.
So he could throw a punch?
Oh, dude, that took forever.
Like,
but he
no, hit Troy. It's fine.
Yeah,
hit Troy. I'm
dude,
like, yeah,
just hit Troy.
Fucking hit me. I think he just pushed me. Is what he did. He just pissed up there and pushed.
Anyway, he's the sweetest fucking guy on the planet. And there was a guy. I don't even really know who the fuck Laramie. I mean, I know Laramie, but I don't even know if he was even that tough. But I got away. He tried to fight Sterling, and the reason that I like to hang out with people like Sterling, who are just non-fighters, for one, it rubbed off on me. Like to try to be a better person, especially after who I was in high school. It was like, I know how to fight, so I can defend these guys. Like,
yes,
if I surround myself with guys like this, I can stop bullying. At least with this group of people. And that was kind of my goal. Like, not only do I love who these guys are, they show me a little bit of how I need to act, how I need to be, how to let shit go, because they're just not fighters. It was like with Laramie, he tried to fight Sterling, and I was just like, dude, I got sick of it, because I realized, okay, you're pushing the envelope too far. Now you're trying to start a fight. So then I just was like, hey, I'll fight you. And Laramie knew who I was and was like, well, I don't want to fight you. Immediately sobered up and was like, well, I don't want to fight you. I'm like, dude, then leave him alone. Like, he's just trying to be your friend, man. He's just trying to calm you down. It was like that shit got, I mean, I could probably beat that dude up. Like, I'm not going to say I couldn't. I probably could have, but I think a lot of fights that I got out of, I don't know, man.
I ain't gonna lie, because like there's been a lot for me too. Like, especially coming back home and shit like that, where my legend started.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, we have a thing in Crane, Missouri, called the Crane Boiler Festival. Now, see, I was a Galena boy. Our main rivals was Crane.
Yeah.
So every Crane Boiler Festival, all the Galena boys would go over to the Crane Boiler Festival. We would just have a massive brawl.
Oh, yeah.
All the Galena boys versus the Crane boys.
Yeah.
I mean, and I went to church in Crane. So I knew these people that I was beating the shit out of. Wasn't just rivals on basketball team. I was like, beating the crap out of the guy I'm going to do communion with next week. You know what I mean?
Like, nice black eye, bro. Thanks for the fat lip.
It got to the point to where, like, there's one buddy of mine, Kevin Bruce, who was big dude, big. This was towards the end of my Galena era before I moved back to Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
We had one more Crane Boiler Festival brawl, and I showed up because I knew I was going to be I knew I was going to probably be heading out soon because of the way shit was going.
You got to leave your mark.
Yeah, and we go, and He's the biggest guy there on both sides, and he's on Crane's side. And he knew me from back in the day fighting in the Boiler Fest, and so he made it to where I didn't even have to fight because he just straight up looked at me and goes, "Whose side you fighting on?" I was like, "Galena, man, you know that." Goes, "All right, I'm out," and he left. Their fucking Goliath turned around, and they're all like,
"Where you going?"
Thing is, he would have beat the fuck out of me. Probably, he probably would have beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. Movie, 80s movie, The Substitute. One of the greatest lines ever I've heard. Power perceived is power achieved.
Yeah.
Somebody sees you do some crazy shit, they're gonna think.
That's no lie, man. Shit. There was.
I mean, fuck. How old is Tommy Lee Jones?
I don't know, 70s, late 70s.
I wouldn't fuck with him still. Something tells me he'd pull a 45 off his hip and blow me away.
And he's been a movie star for long enough. You know he knows how to shoot it.
Yeah. Val Kilmer, have you seen him lately? Not in the best shape. Tombstone, I ain't doing a quick draw with him.
Well, hell no. Dude,
he's really that fucking good.
Well, they said some of the fastest hands.
Because he trained for that shit.
Well, of course. They said some of the fastest gunslingers. Now, I'm not talking about old Western days. Well, I mean, because there really is no history on how fast somebody was. But some of the fastest gunslingers to today are Hollywood movie stars. And that's because they have to practice. They have to train. And it's like, you know, of course those guys are stupid fast. But, I mean, are they accurate? Of course, that's one thing. But they're quick on the draw.
Here's the thing. Doing a quick draw, pulling out, how much do one of those old Western guns weigh? They fucking weigh a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're practicing with something even close remotely, I mean, you're looking at least a 5-pound quick draw.
Yeah.
Now imagine that 5-pound quick draw without that 5 pounds I had in their hand, man. They can throw some jabs.
Yeah.
I mean, their hand just got 5 pounds lighter and they're still coming at you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You won't be my Huckleberry. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think I would ever fight him anyway, man. He's such an iconic guy.
Right.
Even if he got mad at me, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, dude. You can hit me. Just so I can say I got hit by you.
Right. Hey, he comes to Branson every once in a while and plays golf down here. Him and Marky Mark.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Wahlberg's way into golf.
That's another guy I wouldn't want to get hit by.
So I was talking to my old man today, my dad.
Yeah, I figured that part.
And we were talking about old fighting stories. Of course, it's my dad.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I was like, I'll never tell my fighting stories to my son. At least until he's much older.
Right? Because it fueled you, didn't it?
It fueled me, dude. And I told my dad that. And I said, Dad, I emulated you so much that, you know, my dad was in the Navy. He went all around the world. My dad was a scrappy bastard. He fucking fought in every goddamn country he was ever in for any reason. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
And this is real shit. My dad is a fucking scrappy bastard. I watched him beat up like 6 cops in my front yard a day before my 10th birthday. Like, my dad is no fucking joke when it comes to fighting. He is quick to the fucking scrap, but
yeah,
not anymore. He's calmed down. But I was telling him, I was like, yeah, man, I'll never tell Calder about my fight days, because just in case he's got a little bit of that fire in him like I did. I don't want him to ignite it, because I used to tell my dad, I was like, every time you tell me a fight story, I would want to relive that for myself.
Yep.
So like we were talking about, like, he told me that one time in Guam, he choke slammed a guy. And then later on that day, that same guy he choke slammed hit him in the face with a skateboard and fucked his shit up. But I was like, man, I swear to God, man, for months after you told me that story, all I wanted to do was get in a fight and choke slam somebody. And he's like, oh, why didn't you? And I was like, well, you know, it didn't happen then. And then when I got older, and, became an adult, like over 18, I kind of started to realize that, you can go to prison for that kind of shit. Like, if I chokeslammed a guy and he broke his head and, cracked his skull or something, and I put him in a coma or killed him, or, I was like, yeah, I could probably go to prison. I was like, I
Well,
don't
shit,
really want to
man.
go to prison.
The other night, you and me were bullshitting,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I was telling you about a story about my dad when that guy pulled a knife out on him.
Yeah.
You're like, you did the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. You just.
I mean, that guy pulled a knife out on my dad, and my dad was insulted that he pulled out a small knife. My dad was pissed.
Now, my dad, I don't think has ever done something like that, but my grandpa did with a gun, and I felt the blunt of that story.
Yeah.
Because my grandpa died when I was really little. I was probably 7 or 8. But my dad will retell that story of my grandpa. A guy pulled a gun on him in a bar. This is my dad's dad, who's fucking tougher than bricks, apparently. And my grandpa slapped the guy for pulling a fucking gun out on him. And, it was almost like a tombstone moment.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna fucking shoot that thing? Fire that smoke wagon, baby. Like, he fucking slapped the motherfucker.
You're going to do something, just stand there and bleed.
Yeah, but when my dad tells the story, I was the victim of the slap. I mean, it is what it is, but.
Right.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, shit.
Tell you what, though, there is one thing I saw my dad do in a fight that I always wanted to do, and I'm not going to lie. I tried multiple fucking times to do it.
Yeah.
But I always kind of winded up just grazing the guy's face.
Oh.
Was it watched No. He stuck his fingers up this guy's nose and pulled him into his fucking fist.
Oh, my God.
He was like, he did a scorpion, man. He's like, get over here. Like, he just rammed his fingers up this poor guy's nose. It was at a fucking gas station in Reed Springs, man. Just picked him up and...
Did he hit him in the nose, though?
And, no, hit him right here at the bridge.
Oh, my God.
I mean, first of all, you got some guy just shoved his fingers up your fucking nostrils.
That's epic, though, dude.
Oh, no, okay, so if you don't know anything about dump trucks, they do not stop on a dime. People,
they don't?
Big rigs.
I thought they did.
Yeah, no, respect big rigs. They will win every fucking time.
Yeah, they'll just run you over. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't
you are a speed bump to them. Truck drivers call people in regular vehicles, even trucks, four-wheelers. Okay? What's that fucking tell you?
Yeah.
This guy pulled out right in front of me and my dad while we were in a fully loaded down dump truck. My dad honked the horn. The guy flipped him off and then pulled into a gas station. My dad drove through a fucking curb into the gas station. And I watched him destroy this motherfucker. And then he gets back in the truck. I didn't say a fucking word the whole way home. And I was fucking terrified. I'm just like,
dude. Man, this is another.
This is middle of July. We got home. I start chopping firewood just to make the guy happy for winter next year.
This is another story that me and my dad were talking about. And I know he kind of regrets it a little bit, but it's a little bit. Me and him, my grandpa was dying of cancer. So me and him, I think I was 15, 16 maybe. He's like, we're going to go to Washington. We got to go. Your grandpa's dying. That's where my grandpa lived. He's like, we got to make it before he passes away. I'm like, okay. So it was just a me and him trip. So we shot up, man. We were headed out to Washington. We were headed out to like towards Alcova, the lake, and this fucking semi ran us off the road, dude. Like we were in the far lane and the semi just came over. And me and my dad, legitimately 60, 70 miles an hour, went off the road. And my dad was like, grab that fucking shotgun out the back, pulling it at him. I was like, oh, should I? And he's like, get that fucking shotgun out, and you pointed at him. I was like, I don't know if I should. I'm so young, oh, it's like attempted murder. Like, I don't know. I mean, but we were like off the road, like we were in the dirt, and he's just like screaming at me. He's like, get that fucking shotgun out, and you fucking pointed at him. And then I refused long enough. He's like, no. You're right. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. I've calmed down.
Yeah, I was just like, holy shit, dude. It's like, that took a fucking deep turn right there. It's like, god damn.
Well, shit. Me and some people down here were talking not too long ago, and we're talking about how you were a scrapper and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, because you met these individuals down here.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these people. Because
I may have tried to fight somebody.
Right, yeah.
You know, at a forest party one time.
Yeah, that was only because they made me promise I wouldn't fight them.
Yeah. And I was new.
And you're like, I didn't promise shit. You're a bro. You're a fucking bro. Like, Troy, don't fight him. I'm like, fine. Cody's like, I didn't promise shit. There he goes.
I'll fight him right now. But I was drunk on whiskey.
Up. There was a lot of Jameson that night, my friend.
Oh my god, dude. That was a brutal night.
Yeah, that was when you were puking on the couch in the front yard I had.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that was a straight whiskey night. And I was not.
I don't think we had any beer. It was just
there was no beer.
It was just straight chugging whiskey all fucking night.
It was a southern party to the fullest.
It was a good time.
When you go down south, boy, make sure your fucking tolerance is up, because them fuckers don't drink beer. They drink whiskey.
Lots of it.
And my tolerance was not up.
I drove 6 hours just to pick you up to drive 6 hours back for a party.
Oh my god. That was the fucking most hungover I've been driving back from your house. I was miserable.
You miserable bastard.
Oh, that was
I was having to tell them, I was like, you know, back in the day when me and Cody first met, he was the one having to calm my ass down. If you believe it or not, he was the one having to tell me, Troy, no!
He's gonna kill somebody.
We can talk this out.
Did he just kill somebody? That was the talk we were having.
I'm pretty sure I just watched him kill somebody.
Yeah.
As soon as I went to push that button, you're like, no!
It's like, you know what you were doing? You were popping the trunk before Yellow Wolf ever came out with that song.
No shit.
The trunk. Troy was popping that trunk way before that.
Way
popping that trunk in 06.
Shit, that was 04.
No way.
Yeah, because I graduated in 05 and I graduated down here.
Oh,
you mean was 03, 04.
Holy shit, Troy. We've known each other for damn near 20 years.
Yeah.
God, you're old, dude.
What the fuck you mean I'm old?
I'm so young and healthy.
We're not far from the same age.
Like
I'm not that much older than you. I'm like, what? 2-3 years older than you?
How old are you?
30 something.
35.
Yeah.
About to be 36 this year.
36 this year.
Yeah, you're like 3.5 years older than me. I'm so young. I know I look 40, but I'm super young.
Yeah, at least I have a nice full head of hair, no receding hairline.
Don't talk about it.
Seriously, the top of your head looks like Pangea.
Shut up.
I tell you what, though, man. I got pissed at Walmart up there in Casper because I was going to buy a pack of cigarettes. And I didn't have my ID on me. And the woman goes, I need to see your ID. And then she looked at me and she goes, nah, you look about 40. I was 20-fucking-5.
Welcome to my life, dude.
Like, you bitch.
Everybody I start work with, anybody we hire on or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, you're way older than me. I'm like, well, how old do you think I am? Well, at least 40. I'm like, no. You're way off, dude.
Yeah.
I'm 27.
What the funny thing is, you're fired.
I'm 27 at least. Oh, Jesus.
And what is that in dog years?
Yeah. I have to take a pee.
Go pee.
I have to tinkle. So we're going to pause this podcast so I can tinkle. We'll be back right after these messages. All right.
Welcome back. Do you feel better now that you urinated?
I do. I feel much better.
Good, I'm glad. Hey, do me a favor and pull your microphone back into the frame.
I feel much better.
There you go.
Sorry about that. One question for you.
All right, go ahead.
And I've wanted to ask this question for a long time to somebody.
Okay.
Because it just being a dad, it just kind of, you think about weird stuff.
Yeah.
What has changed for you mindset wise about being a dad?
Oh, man. A lot. A lot of shit has changed.
Like even towards people, though.
Yeah. Like my patience with people has increased so much more.
Yes.
Now that I'm a dad.
Dude, when my son was a baby, my whole outlook on people changed.
Yeah.
Because he's the only kid I have other than my stepdaughter, but I didn't know her when she was a baby. But when I had called her, it was like everybody I saw or was mad at, the first thing that popped in my head was like, this is somebody's kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like such a weird mental shift for me, which gave me more patience with people because it was just like, like this is somebody's kid. This is, somebody loves this guy, which I never used to think about. I was just like, fuck this guy. But like being a dad completely shifted my whole perspective on people. Like in a positive way, I guess. But it was just like,
It's definitely, I mean, fuck. Yeah, I mean, you saw the change in me more than I did. I didn't notice it because it was me. But man, like I completely, like I knocked off a lot of shit.
Yeah, but you've always had like sort of a dad essence to you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I've always tried to like protect people and bullshit like that, but man, I stopped doing a lot of stupid shit though.
Oh yeah,
like I stopped doing a lot of stupid shit when Emily was born.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh yeah,
you saw, dude. I mean, it was you, me, and Michelle living in the same place. So if anybody saw the change, it was you.
Oh, and I noticed it. It didn't go unnoticed. I completely noticed it. And it was like, even when my wife got pregnant, I was drinking every single day not before she was pregnant, but before I moved, because I moved to Nebraska from Wyoming and she got pregnant maybe 3 months later. Like it was pretty fast. It was within the same year. And I literally went from I was drunk the night before I moved to I quit drinking for like 2 years. And it was like, it was such a weird shit. And most of it was just because I didn't have friends. And drinking with my buddies it was fun. It was, party mode still. I was in my mid-20s, but yeah, dude, having him was like, it completely shifted my whole fucking perspective on all of reality. Like not only do I need to like think about everything differently, but now it's like, it's not me anymore. Like,
oh yeah,
like nothing is about me. I don't work for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to work to party. I used to work to get enough money to afford drugs and booze. And
that's all we did.
Yeah, fuck it. That was all we did.
That was all we needed to do.
What else did we have? We didn't have
I mean, fuck, I didn't work for a solid year. I was just cookie.
Yeah, you just cooked for us.
Like I lived in the party house and I just cooked for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Food, okay? Food. I cooked food, people.
Yeah.
This ain't Breaking Bad.
No. We didn't do those kind of drugs. No.
Twice.
But no, you were cookie. You slept on the couch. You were the guy on the couch, and you were a great chef. So everybody would buy food and be like, Troy, will you cook this for me?
Yep. I brought groceries into that house without spending a dime.
Yeah. You were Cookie.
Yeah. Because I got that Southern flair, man. I throw a pound of butter in everything I make.
Well, and it works because it's fucking delicious.
It's good food. I make good food. I'm a good fucking cook, people.
You are a good cook. I'll give you that. I loved it when you used to cook at the apartment because I never cooked. I cooked ramen noodles. When you cooked, I was like, I'm home. Can I have some?
Right? Dude, I don't know how many times TJ would just come over and like hanging around and be like, you know, we're just doing takeout tonight, right? Like, I'm not cooking anything. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Well, that's because TJ's a stoner.
Right? He was like, hey, I know Cookie's cooking. Yeah, I'm not cooking tonight.
I guarantee you, if we still live there, he would still come and hang out until dinner time and go, oh, Troy's not cooking? All right, I'm
yeah.
I guess I'll hit up the Taco John's on my way home.
Right. Hey, not gonna lie, made me feel good. I was, well, like I said, I was, you know, like you said, I've always been that kind of dad mode. You know, I was like, hey, all right, make sure everyone's got enough food. I mean, you doing okay? You eating? All right. How you doing in school? Right.
Yeah, right. Nobody was in school.
Well, hey, you remember how I was with Shapri when she was a kid?
Yeah.
I went full fucking dad mode.
Yeah.
Full fucking dad mode.
Yeah.
I was a dad years before I ever had a kid.
Well, it rubbed off because you were a great dad when you had your kid. You were a great dad before you had your kid. You fucking spoiled your pregnant wife at the time. You spoiled her, which I saw, and then I spoiled my wife the same way you did. Like, you don't have to.
I felt bad. I mean, all I did was give her the best night of her life.
The best 48 seconds she's ever experienced. Right?
That's because I spent too many years in the rodeo, man.
Yeah. 8 seconds is all you need, baby.
I jumped off, gave her the spurs.
Slapped her ass.
Called it a fucking night.
Told her to go back to the chute.
Right? Someone untie that rope around her genitals. What?
Jesus. Hit her with that taser. She'll get back in the chute.
Like I told my female supervisor at work, I was like, you know, I used to break horses back in the day. She was like, oh, okay. I was like, I just wanted to let you know that I know how to stay on top until the job's done.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Dude, okay, so for those of you who don't know, I work in Satan's armpit. Like, it was 120 degrees today where I work. Yeah. I mean, you're just, the first 30 minutes where I work, you're just drenching sweat. You bleed through everything, just pure sweat. And she actually came to check on me because we were really shorthanded today. She was like, how you doing? This heat getting to you? I was like, nah, sweating is good. You know, I sweat out all the toxins and everything, which is great for if you guys ever decide to do a surprise drug test. And dude, my supervisor's eyes got like this fucking big. And she looked at me and I just go,
it is what it is.
I ain't done drugs in a hot fucking minute. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't done them in for fucking ever. Except for when I did go down to Texas with my last job. But that was great. And when I got back, I told my boss, I was like, when are you going to send me back down to Texas for work? Because I did some amazing coke down there, and I really want to go back. He's like, you do coke on company time? I go, I don't know. It's too late for a drug test now, though.
1 to 3 days, buddy. Depends on how hydrated I am.
It's too late now. It's way too late now.
It's too late to fall in love.
Right? The thing is, though, like, they sent me down there for a week. It was a 3-day job that I stretched out for like 5 days. And then on the way back, because they're like, you still down there? I'm halfway back home. I'm like, yeah. Still down in Texas. Miserable. I stopped at my cousin's place outside of Dallas. Close down a fucking Irish pub. Go to a nightclub. Just drink mad shit all fucking night long. And then drive the company truck another fucking 6 hours back back to Springfield.
And then take the next day off.
And then take the next day off. Be like, oh man, I got in hella late. I'm taking. Well, yeah, no, that's fine. You're at like 40 hours overtime right now because of how long you were down there. I go, I know, it's terrible.
I just need to recoup from all the time I worked.
Oh my god, I worked so hard for you guys.
Ugh.
If any of them ever watch this, they're gonna be like, you know, we're glad he didn't take that offer to come back to work with us. He's a piece of shit.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up, T-Roy. That was it's a short episode, but it was a good episode.
Sounds good to me. I'm hungry as fuck.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, until the next time on Two Drunk Bros, stay drunk, my friends. We'll see you later. Peace.